And when I say sweater, I don't mean like a Christmas sweater. I mean like a gross, disgusting.
Oh, I was same page.
Second t-shirt sweater.
Okay, if anyone's still listening and not thrown up yet at home, we appreciate it. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to talk about weird hugs. We're going to go a deep dive into some gear, whether you should be bagging it, carting it, or
rocking a satchel.
Not against a satchel. I think satchel's not a bad option. And then we're going to talk about this hot weather we got coming up with our new segment called Sun, Sweat, and Tears. All that before.
Welcome to Barely Stable, an intermediate level podcast. Hosted by Daniel Freeberg and Nick Barr. Produced by Daniel Rigdon. Studio engineer Trevor Williamson. A cool disc golf podcast for intermediate players. This is the Barely Stable Podcast.
Live from beautiful Austin, Texas, this is the Barely Stable Podcast. We are ready to BS. Here are your hosts, Daniel Freeberg and Nick Barr.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Barely Stable Podcast. We are here and ready to go. With me, as always, Mr. Daniel Freeberg.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. It's been really hot this week in Texas. Winter is over.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that 10 days ago, we were freezing our asses off.
Yeah, and today's sweating our balls off.
It's 85 degrees out.
Yeah, you are going to lose ass or balls if you're going to go play disc golf in the last couple weeks. Yeah,
it's moist out.
It's tough. But what's good news is that means that from now until December, it's basically going to be hot.
Yes.
So it's good news. Not that much rain, really hot, kind of windy. Texas disc golf.
It's where it's at. We enjoy it. So today I wanted to talk about something maybe a little off topic, maybe a little weird.
Is it weird?
We played around the other day. Me and Nick, we played a round.
We played a round of disc golf.
A round of disc golf.
You guys were playing around?
We played around.
Okay.
We were having a good time.
You're setting me up.
Nick was tuxed up and he had his tuxedo t-shirt on.
Tuxed up.
He showed up and I even said, I was a little disappointed because I thought we were going to prom, but we weren't. We were going to play disc golf, and that was super fun. It's really good time. But
great round, Northtown.
It was Northtown. It's kind of my home course. Nick just barely didn't beat me. I think
I didn't know we were even playing for score until like the fifth hole, and he's got you disc out, and it's like, you must be winning now. I get it. Okay, we're playing it.
But we get done, and I go to say goodbye, and I go to give Nick a hug, and maybe it was a tuxedo t-shirt, I don't know, but he had his backpack on, and when I hugged him, I scooped a little too much butt. I got a little
too much butt. So there's like an appropriate amount of butt.
I would say any butt on the scoop.
Yeah,
on a hug
is too much.
Is inappropriate.
Well, it was too much apparently. I
was violated. Yeah, is what you mean.
And I pride myself in hugs. I feel like if you get a Freeberg hug, you
you violate people when you hug them.
Well, that's the thing is I don't want to, but I think it was the bag. I don't know what it was.
I think the bag had a lot to do with it. I think hugs are good. Hugs are great. But hugging with the backpack on, it's
awkward.
Yeah, you're looking for some place to grab. You got to just commit to just hugging bag.
Yeah.
Because if you go down too low, you could do what?
And that's what I should have done. You can scoop butt cheek is what I did. I didn't really grab it. I didn't
think it was necessary for him to explore in between both of the butt cheeks, but that's fine. Do what makes you happy. It happens. But weird hugs. Hugs. Just quick PSA: if you're out there wearing a backpack or your bag and you're giving your boys a hug, keep the hug high. Keep the hug high. Don't need to go low.
Yeah, especially it's been hot. It wasn't necessarily a clean butt grab.
Oh, it was not a dry butt grab for sure. It was a moist at best.
Other way around would have been way worse for you. I think
you were creating gravy in the area. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
And when I say sweater, I don't mean like a Christmas sweater. I mean like a gross, disgusting.
Oh, I was same page.
Second t-shirt sweater.
Okay, if anyone's still listening and not thrown up yet at home, we appreciate it. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to talk about weird hugs. We're going to go a deep dive into some gear, whether you should be bagging it, carting it, or
rocking a satchel.
Not against a satchel. I think satchel's not a bad option. And then we're going to talk about this hot weather we got coming up with our new segment called Sun, Sweat, and Tears. All that before a quick word from our sponsor.
We'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody. That was our one of our favorite sponsors, Trail Candy.
Shout out Trevor in the booth with Trail Candy Disc Golf, doing the best coverage in Austin, Texas. If you haven't seen some of his coverage, go check out the website, trailcandy.com. The ATX Open coverage at Roy G is world class. We were just watching it before we started recording today. He's a little embarrassed right now. We'll cut to him and his blushed face, but simply the best in Texas. We're happy to support him. And really, I mean, if you need coverage at your event, there's no one else to call in Central Texas. But now that we're here in Central Texas doing some playing, there's an age-old battle. And it's, should you carry a bag or should you roll a cart? And I'll be honest with you, when I started playing disc golf, I saw these old guys rolling around carts, and I said to myself, I will never be the guy who is rolling a cart around a course, so help me God. And then I got a cart, and it's sweet. You can sit down, you can keep snacks in there. There's tons of drinks, and for the large part, I love having the cart. But you
anti-cart
and very anti-cart, very bag.
Not a fan of the carts. I carry a bag. I carry a big bag though. A lot of people have picked up my bag and be like, "Oh my God, this is really heavy. Why don't you have a cart?" And usually I don't know, because carts suck, but I don't.
Okay, well, we're gonna settle the age-old battle of what's better, carts or bags, and we're going to be judged by our producers, and what they're going to do is they're going to score us for each point that we make with the cart. And so we're going to go question by question, point by point, category by category, whatever. I don't know how you could even put all these things together into one thing, but we'll discuss each point.
We'll figure out.
And at the end, we'll figure out what's more superior, the cart or the bag. And I think the first thing is what's cooler, and clearly the carts are much cooler.
See, I disagree. How are you going to get a sexy butt hug if you're using a cart?
Okay, I'll one up you there and go, how do you avoid sexy butt hugs? You don't wear a bag on your back, and then you don't have people grabbing your butt. So that by itself, I think, wins the point, but I'm not the judge there in the back.
Yeah,
but for the coolness factor, I'll say this. I always have enough to drink. I always have a speaker. I've always got my rangefinder. I literally always have everything. I also have like 6 extra discs I never really need, but just in case, or I want to throw an extra one, or I lost one, they're all in there too.
I don't think that there's that much advantage to that, because I do have a big bag, especially if you get I have a grip bag, but like I've seen the Squatch bags. I have plenty to drink. I usually have 2 large water bottles. I keep 2 extra t-shirts.
How many beers?
I'm sweaty and disgusting. I can keep 4 beers in there if I need to.
So if we're just counting beers, I mean, I can go 12 easy. Not even like...
Why do you need that many beers?
Because I like to share, Rigdon.
Well, everybody can have 4 beers if they all have a bag.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, fair point. Yeah. Fair point.
Thanks,
fair
buddy.
point.
Yeah.
I feel like the Satchel Man's got your back.
Yeah.
Trevor, where are you at? Have my back.
And I usually have my speaker with me. I haven't been bringing it because we've been playing so many tournaments lately.
We've been playing a lot of tournament rounds. Yeah.
I've been trying to get used to not having the speaker. And
all right, so what do we want to call the point of contention? Coolness, I think, is kind of like objective. So we'll just we'll call this candor and like some talk. But like, what's the real thing? What is the least impact on you physically?
Well, I'm gonna win the coolness argument right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because nobody has ever looked at somebody carrying a bag and been like, I am never going to carry a bag.
Yeah, you want to talk to my wife right now? She will tell you she will never carry a disc golf bag. Unless it's mine. Sometimes she does that.
But you said that about a cart when you saw the
I did.
cart.
And then
I feel like
I think the true sign of intelligence is being able to adapt and get more information in and make better decisions. And
accept not being as cool.
Now here's coolness. Like, will I buy a pair of shorts at Costco? You're darn right I will. Does that mean I've given up? It does not. But the equivalent of that is not a cart. The equivalent of a cart to me is I have a seat. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Do you have a seat? Can you sit on your bag?
I can sit on it because I have just enough crap in it.
I feel like he's making things up at this point. No one can sit on a grip bag.
I don't necessarily sit.
All right, we're going to do a seat challenge right after this where we're going to have him go outside and crush his bag when he sits on it.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't
sit on it. Yeah. No, you can't sit on it.
The few times that I have been envious of a bag is when we've been in a tournament behind like a
that's another time. Yeah.
But I can also very easily from my bag hang a little folding seat. So
yep, you could.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about this? How much does it impact your body throughout the round? Like, the fact of the matter is, like, you say you have a very heavy bag with so many discs and so much water. That seems like a lot for your body to go throughout the round. You don't think it makes you a little more tired towards the end of the round?
Maybe it does for me, and I've talked about this before. It's the heavy bag and everything. That's the workout part of disc golf. I am not a thin or super fit person, and I don't attend the gym any longer.
I feel like you're deferring questions.
It's not a bad argument.
Yeah.
It's a good argument, but in a tournament, when you're playing your tournament round, do you want to be exercising to work out, or do you want to have the most ready body possible to throw the next shot?
Well, I practice like I play, or I play like I practice.
Oh man, this guy is.
What?
You should running for local senate. You're good. You're a good politician. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You'd be
Freeberg,
good.
2032.
Freeberg 2032.
Just
Hey,
be cool.
he's got his reasons.
Yeah, I do have my reasons.
I don't.
Yeah.
If it means anything, I feel like if you didn't have reasons, you'd just get a cart and be cool like everyone else. But you obviously have very good reasons to have a bag. That makes sense. I also, if it means anything, I also like having a bag for a lot of the same reasons you do. Having a little jam bag is great. Like going to Zilker and other courses like that, having like fewer choices and really just the bag or the discs you love in the bag. That's incredible. Even like a satchel like Rigdon has, I think is sick. I'd much rather be. I mean, you don't probably feel that at all as you're running through the course, right? That's like a zero.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes since I have like 13 discs in there, occasionally towards the end of the round, I need to be cognizant of like what shoulder it's on and everything, because I can feel it a little bit.
It never fails to amaze me how frequently or how much how many snacks and how much like liquid. We'll be 3/4 of the way through a round. I know I'll have seen him drink 2 soda or 2 drinks.
Yeah, carbonated waters.
Where do they come from?
And
The bag.
Yeah, they just
I can
he
fit like
finds
4
space in there. Yeah,
I can fit
like,
4 in there.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, and then we cruise along, and then he'll have some beef jerky. Like, where'd you even get that?
We need to show this thing.
It's gonna be like one of those empty, like bottomless
Mary
bags. You just
Poppins.
keep pulling things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got an umbrella in there.
I shot a commercial like that once for a laser company, and we just kept having huge projects come out of the laser that could never fit in. That's like your bag.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So okay, next point. Cool points. We'll let you guys decide.
So we're going cool points, just so
I thought we
understand.
were moving past cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out here.
Well, I
Are we
thought the
talking
first-
cool points or comfortability?
The first point was which is cooler.
I thought we were gonna do a wash on cool since it was kind of objective.
I'm okay with that.
So far,
I still think the bag is cooler, but I'm
so far, all I've got is the only point Freeberg has is if you want butt hugs.
I mean, I still feel like that's a great. I like a little.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that as a positive for carts, not for bags. But however you want to score that, that's fine. That's in your heart. Do what's in your heart. The other thing I think about with the bags is that like if you have a bag, you have to kind of like have a place to set it, hang it, whatever. When you have a cart, it's always up out of the water. It's always out of the way. You never have to worry about it. So like in wet conditions, it's real convenient. And then in sunny conditions, it's also a real convenient place to stick on an umbrella and be able to hide out from the sun underneath your umbrella too. So whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, or whether it's a little hot, it seems like the cart is a bit of an oasis out on the course.
Beautiful, useful, helpful. I agree to all those. Not cool.
Let me help you out here, Freeberg. Nick, how you gonna like your cart at Circle C?
Circle C, outside of number 9 and 10, I don't hate it, but I get your point. And there are plenty of places that aren't cart friendly. Even like Swordstone isn't the best place to have a cart, and I'd kind of prefer my bag there.
Never played a course where I didn't, where my bag wasn't perfectly useful.
There you go. He got you on that one.
Also, storage going to and from. I noticed that some people with carts have a little trouble getting the full cart with the umbrella and the handle. And
I have the largest cart that Zuka makes, and I have the smallest car that Toyota makes. Not the smallest, but a Prius is pretty small.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
And this big Zuka doesn't have a problem with the Prius. So
You got the hatchback though.
every
Like,
Prius
if
is a
you had-
hatchback.
If
And you have no room for anything else.
yeah,
Lola comes. That's something else.
she I have a.
That is true. The packing away, even like having just 2 people with carts travel together is kind of tough sometimes. That's a good point against.
I've had a few where it's like I'll pick somebody up like, oh, we're going to play, and like I just throw my bag in the back seat of my truck, and they'll get there and there's just not room for
a cart.
Yeah, for a full cart. And they're like, well, we got to zip it up and put it in the bag. It's like, well, unless you're going to sit on it on the way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's points to both. I have shit on carts way too much to ever get one. I think if I get one, all my friends who I have made fun of for having carts would, and I guess they razz me endlessly anyway, but.
Wouldn't you like a cart that you could just put your bag on?
I've seen some that would do that, and I thought about it, but again, I don't mind carrying it.
Okay, I'm gonna. I think I got one that might sway him. So let's say you have a dog that's attached to a bag or a cart. What has the least likelihood of getting pulled away by the dog? A cart or a bag?
Have you seen my dogs?
Yeah, like our pup.
I think Ruby right now is just big enough to drag my bag a little bit. She hasn't quite drug it off and pulled all the shit out of it yet, though the other ones have as they got bigger. But I think when she grows up, she'll be able to drag off a cart just as easily.
Yeah, if it means anything, Lola can't get attached to the cart anymore because if it's time to go, it just basically means chaos at the cart.
You're chasing after her, picking up discs.
Absolutely.
I have been there. My problem is my two that I had to tie to the bag like to swim. And
they do,
so
yeah. I
got to keep a real close eye when we get, because I don't want them dragging my bag into the pond.
Well, that would keep them afloat. They're just kind of floats behind each other. That's kind of funny. All right. I don't know if I have any more ammunition for the cart versus bag. What do you think? What do you guys score us back there? I don't know if we even did a really great job. I know I didn't do a great job. I feel like you crushed me. I feel like I was just like,
I feel the same way. If that makes
like
you
when
feel
Will
better.
Ferrell just blacks out in, what's that show called? Old School. I feel like he just Will Ferrelled me. Yeah. Like what just happened? I blacked out. Like I don't say that was a perfect argument.
What do you guys think? Judges to the panel.
We can call it preference and
preference. 6-1. How does the other?
It feels like bag won that one, and this guy from defending
I
cart.
feel like bag one.
He
had a strong comeback at the end there.
I thought he had a strong comeback, and I also felt like he had a strong intro. Also, I didn't help my argument by going, my first start of disc golf, I vowed to never, ever
I know. You said that, and I was like, well, thanks for that.
Do you ever feel like you should be carrying, like you're just like, you're missing something, you should be carrying something? Like some people feel like they're doing, like they don't want caddies because they feel like they have to carry their bag, you know?
I feel like I would be the easiest person to adjust to a caddy ever.
Yeah.
Please carry my shit.
You'd
Also, tell me what to do, and also give me a hug if something just went bad. Like I'd be completely fine with a caddy carrying my stuff.
I got to tell you, NADGT, Rigdon actually caddied for me my last round out at Swordstone.
Mm-hmm.
It was fabulous.
It's great.
It was. Yeah,
you get a buddy to hang with. Yeah, it's. Yeah. I think it's the way.
His bag is so heavy, though. It was exactly twice as heavy as I expected. I'm not even joking. Like I had this panic set in when I grabbed it for the first time, and was like, "Oh God, I have to carry this shit for a whole round."
I think like midway through the round, I was like, "You want me to carry that for a little bit?" And you're like,
I think I let you. I think I let you on a couple holes.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it is heavy. But that's I mean, I don't work out, and I need that. I got to keep the arms nice for Nikki. You know what I mean?
Well, you also have to keep the arms nice because there's very few rounds of disc golf you play with sleeves on.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
So sun's out, guns out.
One of my buddies saw me, and he was like far, far away. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I knew it was you. He's like, you're the only one that was wearing a tank top every tournament that we go to.
So in your bag, what would you say is something that you guys could not live without? So no discs. Has nothing to do with the disc, but something that's not a disc that you can only pick one thing from your bag. You got to have it. What do you grab?
What is the weather like?
This is a blanket statement. This is just, you're going to play. Let's call it just fair conditions. So you don't have to think you don't need to grab a towel or a bag or anything weird, or a rain cover. What's up, Trevor?
What you got, T?
I'm jumping on it. I'm saying loot bag.
Loot bag?
Yeah, because I like to use the dirt, but there's not always
good dirt, especially in Texas. Yeah.
So loot bag. And I like the chalk one. I'm blanking on which one it is right now, but they've got different blends. So
yeah, the loot bag I've really liked. That's like a good absorber, and it leaves you with like just enough rosin on your hand where you feel like you have that like consistent go. I'm kind of the same way. Like grip's really important. I like having something. I'd probably go with loot bag or rosin bag too, depending on the thing. I think grip's the most important thing. Yeah. I don't think I would trade anything else. A rangefinder would be good. That would be my close second. Been pretty addicted with that. But it's just like a very addictive thing to do on the course.
Yeah, I feel like that's an addictive thing, and I notice the players that are like super consistent. It's like if you have a disc in your bag that you know goes 210 on a spike hyzer every time you throw it, knowing if you're at 210 or 175, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? Because you can park it or you have a really, really long putt. So
yeah, I'd say approach shots inside 300 are pretty money on that.
Yeah.
What about you, Rigdon? What'd you pick?
Nothing. I mean, literally, there's nothing that
you wouldn't take a towel. You wouldn't take anything.
Well, I thought you said conditions are good, so you wouldn't need a towel.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, a towel would be a good one.
He just takes a bubbly water.
I could. Well, yeah, bubbly water, like food, something like that. I could say a knee pad. The problem is I need it all the time, but I don't always have like that little pad with me. But I do need a lot. Like sometimes I'm just using my discs, because I definitely shoot from my knees a lot. I'll putt from my knees. I end up in the woods a lot and need to
We joke about how good Rigdon is from his knees.
Yeah, you do.
Way too much. Yeah.
Way too much.
But he's really good. Like
he does great work from his knees.
So I'm gonna go with a knee pad. Freeberg. Okay. What about you?
For me, it's the must-have is gonna be water. I need to have a big thing of water.
Water, all right.
Yeah, a large, sweaty, hot dude that I need to drink. Like even if it's nice out. Water. Sometimes extra t-shirt too. I always have an extra t-shirt.
I thought you were going to pick towel because of the same reason.
Yeah. But an extra t-shirt could be a towel, but also that's gross, right? Yeah, it's probably gross. Sorry.
Not that gross. Dude, you're a man. You sweat.
It's less gross if I don't have, or it's more gross if I don't have the t-shirt.
Yeah. With the sun, what's a thing here in Texas you guys specifically use to combat the sun? Like me, obviously I got to fill my 2 big water bottles up with cold water. That's like the big thing. Having 1 or 2 of those on, where it's like that the double walled, I think the cool brand is Yeti, but like I just have like whatever Amazon sells, but just something that keeps the water real cold, and then sunglasses. Like those are my 2 big things. Like I always put on sunblock, whatever, but like as long as I have sunglasses and some cold water, I can kind of get through a hot round. What's your hot weather stuff? What do you use?
Hot weather, still water.
Still water?
And sunglasses. Yeah, I have to copy yours almost completely.
Pick mine exact one.
I know. I used to, it's a hat now. I used to do like the sleeve for a headband, but then I started getting a little bit of sunburn.
So you take the sleeve that you cut off and you put it on your head as a headband?
Yep.
That's cool.
It used to be. The hair started thinning out a little bit. And I did. One day I was like, what? Why do I have, like, my head was peeling because it had burnt.
The whole.
The little bald spot.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, my hair is not as thick and lush. It never really was, but it's less so now.
Trevor, what do you combat for the hot weather days?
I will use an umbrella because I don't like to use sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just use an umbrella.
I think an umbrella's pretty clutch. Yoshi, shout out Yoshi. He's got a cool umbrella stand on his cart. I feel like his is like the place to go hang out by. I'm always standing next to him on hot sunny days.
I'm going to go one step further. I go bucket hat. That is an umbrella, your own little umbrella on your head. If you can get over the fact that you're going to look like a weirdo out there, with a bucket hat, you just own it and you get out there and it feels so comfortable. The sun is off of your body for the most part. It's not on your neck. Obviously, I'm wearing sunglasses too, but it is so nice.
Oh, man, I didn't think you were weird. When I met you, you had a bucket hat on. And
I'll wear a bucket hat too. It's pretty clutch. It keeps it off your neck too. That's pretty big.
Yep.
Now, and I know this is backtracking a little bit, but
no, you're good.
Talking about bag, cart, satchel, I like having a backup satchel. I think it is really cool to have, or even just a backup bag.
Oh, yeah.
To have a bag, maybe to throw in a bunch of new discs if you want to go try stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a course I'm super familiar with. You're talking about the James Bond bag.
The all black bag. Yeah, it was very fun. Basically filled up a bag with all black discs. Mostly discs. I mean, there's a couple discs I'm familiar with. Like I still had a Berg in there. There was a soft Rico. I guess there was a Destroyer in there. But a really light Buzz. That was kind of a weird one to throw. I hadn't thrown a Buzz. I mean, it was basically like throwing a lobster. It was kind of awesome once you figured out what it was.
Yeah.
But the reintroduction of a course with other discs is kind of a fun thing to do.
It's I like to do that. I have a glow bag.
Ooh, yeah, I love doing that with the glow bag too.
They gave us a bag at NADGT.
Yeah, the finals.
Yeah.
That's my glow bag too.
Yeah, and I made a glow bag out of that, and it's kind of cool to throw that on and go run a course and just kind of. I've rotated some discs in and out of that, and then into the main bag.
Yeah, I've got a buzz for my glow bag that I love that could very easily slip into my main bag.
Yeah,
it's nice and stable, glow plastic.
And to tie that back in, a lighter bag, if it's really hot out, if you're playing and it's 100 degrees out, maybe you disc down, have a fewer discs, you have a lighter bag, and it'll be a little bit easier on you.
Not to go back even further, but the cart on hot days, because here's the big difference on the hot days is that sweat mark, the sweat spot from where your bag is on your back. Mm-hmm. That is pretty significant. That is a hot, sweaty spot, and you just don't have that with the cart.
I'm just pulling the
carts win. Carts win.
I don't think carts win. I still think bags win. Because the big point I think Trevor made was like, do I really want to take your bag to every course? If like every course was good for a bag, I think bags win hands down. But that's not what disc golf is. Disc golf is on rough terrain and cool places. That's some of the coolest parts about disc golf, right? Mm-hmm. And would I rather have a bag and play a cooler course or have a cart and play a flat course? I'll take a bag and a cool course any day. Yeah.
Now, I do have a buddy who pimped out his cart.
How did he do that?
So he had like the top level with discs.
Okay.
And then he built like a cooler on the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
Fit like 12 or 15 beers. He
Drinks.
put a lot of beers in there.
Anything you want to keep cold, Tommy?
Yeah.
Anything you want to keep cold,
like Gatorades when it was hot. He also, on the sides, put a couple of 6x9 speakers, like what you'd have in your car. So home dude could thump. Not everybody liked playing with it.
How did he power that?
I think he just had like a heavy battery.
That's sick.
That he
just like a little
a
golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. That's really cool.
It was pimp, but again, you're not taking that one on a rocky course because it was also
ordered like a sanctioned round.
60 pounds. Yeah. And but that was back in the day when we needed all the beers more so than we do now.
The thing I've seen not as a change, but what I've noticed more people have with them in bags is that they it's not the chalk, but it's like a liquid chalk that they put on their hand and it dries. Have you guys seen this?
I've seen it.
What is that called? Do you remember? They had a guy that
liquid
brought some,
chalk,
and it was but it was almost like chapstick. And
the
you would
spray.
I've seen
chapstick.
it. Yeah,
I've seen it
like
though.
wax.
One of it looks like it's like it comes like a little bottle that almost looks like I don't know, suntan lotion. You just put it on your finger and it dries. It starts wet and then it dries on your hand like a chalk substance. It's pretty freaking cool.
Rad. Yeah, no, I think Rigdon's working the.
I think
the
Inner Peace
Google
had
now.
it for one of their tournaments. Is like one of the giveaways. Inner Peace also had the spray stuff that was like the wind check, but you could also use it on your hand if your hand got wet. You could just spray some on your hand and the alcohol would dry it off.
It was chalk too, right?
It was sick. It was so sick.
I played with
I think it was chalk too. It wasn't just. Oh wait, I think it was just for wind read though.
The spray?
The spray is.
Yeah, no, it was basically like glass cleaner almost. Yeah, it was like you said, like it was like had some alcohol in it.
I played a tournament with a guy who had some of the spray and it was pretty bitching because he'd get up to the tee and be like, and he was better than us, so he got to give us good wind reads.
Yeah, I wish I still had some, to be honest with you. It was kind of sick. It was much better than like pulling grass up or whatever. Like, just need that or Scott Smokely out there to go take a rip of his vape.
Rip. Yeah,
I forget what guy that is, but like there's one dude, I don't even want to start speculating what his name is, but there's one guy who plays a lot of MA2 in Central Texas who is...
He looks a little bit like Scott Stokely.
And he's a heavy vape user. So between holes, between shots, like even if you say something to him, like he's like, what's a whatever, C2 or MA3 or MA2 whatever. But he's just constantly blowing huge vape, what you smoke puffs out, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's annoying until you see the winner. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. Let him go.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
remember when you named him Scott Smokely. I remember thinking that was really fun.
and that's no dig on Scott Stokely by any means. He just happens to be kind of an older guy and he smokes a lot. Just alliteration worked out.
Anything, I think he threw forehands.
He did throw some forehands, did sling some forehands. Yeah. Don't want to give that too obvious. I think everyone who plays in Central Texas or knows who exactly we're talking about right now. We'll just make it blurry. What else we got? Okay, so I guess that's how we combat the heat here in Central Texas. Anything else you do that keep it cool?
I like to have, and I know this is silly, but have you seen the little things that got the little fan with the spray?
I have. Know when I saw it last? at Disney World at the 4th of July. Yeah.
They're not bad, man. And you can...
They slap. They work really good.
You put the cold water and they fold up really small. They can fit in the front pack of my backpack. And no, that is... I don't feel cool.
Oh, I judged my nieces and nephews when they bought them. They're like 6 and 10. And then they got them and they sprayed someone. It's like, oh, you can keep doing that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Bring that little Daffy Duck over here.
Yeah. I think the one I had a Donald, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Donald Duck, not Daffy. Daffy's Looney Tunes, right? Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, was it Donald? Or, it was a duck for sure. Donald's white. Daffy's.
It's not about race. Yeah. We love everyone here.
The color of the feathers.
I love all ducks.
Did it again.
Of all colors.
All ducks matter.
All ducks do matter.
No. Okay, we're going to delete this episode.
We're just ruin the whole episode.
Lola's here. She's both black and white. See?
Okay, moving on. What's used?
Mark.
Mark. Mark that spot. I don't think we have anything else.
Is that it?
That feels like an episode.
We stay warm. We got it.
How long did we go?
Cool.
It's probably going to be about a 30-minute episode. We started five minutes in, and we had a 5-minute break, so 30
good.
minutes.
Yeah,
good little tight episode.
30 minutes is fine.
Do you want to do like just a quick out?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm not sure what camera to look at, so I'm just going to switch between the two. We're going to look at this one. Thank you so much for being with us. We're the Barely Stable podcast. Remember, as it gets hotter, it's even more important to watch out for those iron leaves and just be cool. Thanks for watching.
Just burg it.
Time, weather, and always pass. Case